Welcome to Module 4. Before we continue, let me quickly remind you what we learned in Module 3. First, we saw how AI can help you learn faster, be it the concepts you need to go for school or understanding the benefits of a government scheme. Second, we learned how AI can help you create professional content, resumes, social media posts, and business presentations, and so on. Third, we understood how AI can analyze data and give you smart insights that you can use and act on. And finally, we learned the golden rule. Never trust AI completely. Always check if the information is correct, add your own ideas, and make the final decision for yourself. In this module, we'll take the next big step. We'll learn how to use AI to think with us, not just think for us. When you face a problem in life, who do you turn to? A wise friend or a family member, right? Why do you do that? It's because they know you, they listen to you, and help you think through new ideas, organize your thoughts, and even help you step by step to overcome the obstacle. Now, what if I told you that AI can become a friend, a philosopher, and guide you need? Hey, don't worry. I'm not asking you to replace your friend or family with AI. Just as we discussed in the last module, AI will never have the full emotional context of how you are feeling or how a problem affects you. But that doesn't mean that you can't use it to inform your decisions and think better. In this module, we will see how to ask better questions, make smarter plans, and turn vague goals into clear roadmap for your studies, for your work, and even personal projects. We'll look through some situations similar to the last module so that you can get some inspiration and learn how to use AI as your own thinking partner. A big project, a blank page, and no idea where to begin? We have all been there at some point. Think back to the last time it happened to you. How much time and effort did you put in thinking and researching about a project before you even started working on it? This is where AI can be a fantastic brainstorming partner. Parth, a college student from Pune, is struggling with a problem right now. His study group needs to propose an innovative, low-cost project to tackle the growing problem of plastic waste in his local community for a college competition. He's feeling stuck and needs some fresh, practical ideas to get started. Remember the craft method? Parth does, and that's what he uses right now. And let's look at the demo. He uses the tool ChatGPT and input his prompt. And you know his context, that he's a college student from Pune, brainstorming for a social impact competition. And he asks his AI tool to adopt the role of an expert in social innovation and environmental projects. He then asks the tool to brainstorm innovative project ideas to reduce plastic waste in his local Pune neighborhood. This is his action. The format and the tweaks are where Parth really thinks deeply about what he wants AI to generate. He asks the AI to present ideas in the form of a table with 3 columns: idea name, description, and first step. This becomes his format. He then asks AI to add some more tweaks to this format by asking to provide 5 unique low-cost ideas. He specifies that the ideas must not require any heavy machinery or government approvals and must focus on having a sense of community participation. Do you see the level of details Parth goes into? And this is what you should try to. And look at the output that Parth got from the tool. Aren't they such good starting points? The reason I say starting points and not final solutions is because one of the limitations of AI that we discussed earlier. AI very rarely has an idea of full context to provide a complete solution, which will not require any tweaking. For example, AI does not know the behavioral pattern of a specific community in Pune or the feasibility of introducing non-plastic packaging in the area. Parth's job now is to take these ideas and do some real-world research, talk to people on the ground, and use his own judgment to choose and develop the best one. AI just provides the spark. It's up to Parth to make the fire. Let's look at the next example on how we can use AI to future-proof our careers in a world that's rapidly changing. Aarti is a 40-year-old professional working in an admin role in a big tech company. Lately, she has been having some concerns about how AI will affect her job in the future. To address her concerns, she wants to do two things. First is to identify the next area where her current skills will be useful, and she also wants to understand the new skills she will need to learn to make it easier for her to switch jobs if needed. Let's help Aarti out. Not only with AI, but with a very specific AI tool that we saw earlier called Perplexity. What makes Perplexity special is how it works. When you ask it a question, it doesn't just give you an instant answer like ChatGPT or Gemini, but it does something more. It actively searches the internet for the latest information and shows you its sources. Let's look at Perplexity. Here in the prompt box, I'll load the prompt, and we know that Aarti's context and action she wants. For the role, let's ask Perplexity to be a career strategist specializing in an Indian tech and services industry. Like Parth, Aarti wants the format of her prompt to be a table with 3 columns: job roles, why it's a good fit, and top 3 skills to learn with the links to online courses. She also asks AI to recommend 3 future career paths for her. Aarti doesn't have time to go to college again, so for tweaks, she asks Perplexity to not suggest roles that will require her to get additional degrees. Instead, she asks it to focus on emerging AI-resilient jobs in India. And let's run this prompt on Perplexity. And that's the answer you get. In just seconds, Aarti has used AI to help her think quicker. Perplexity also offers its prompt in a specific format. In the response, we can see actual links to articles or reports that Perplexity has read to give you this answer. Let's look at one of them. This is incredibly powerful. You can check for yourself if the information is coming from a trusted source like NASSCOM, or is it coming just from a random website. This is all possible because of how Perplexity works. It acts as a conversational search engine that grounds its responses in the real-time web search results. It provides citations for every claim it makes, which allows users to directly access the source article like I just did, reports, or studies it has referred to. This is crucial for verifying information, especially for a rapidly changing spaces like career trends. Okay, let's move on to another example from a different part of the country. Meet Rohit Das, a young tea industry trainee from Assam. He's applying for an operational supervisor role at a tea processing company. This is a big step for him, but like many first-time candidates, he gets nervous during interviews. Rohit decides to practice with AI, yes, you can do that, before facing a real panel. So he logs on to ChatGPT and gives it a very clear instruction, following the craft format. From what we know already, we have the context and the action. We can even get a fair idea of the role that Rohit is asking AI tool to play. It is that of an experienced hiring manager in the tea industry. Putting in the right format and tweaks are where AI can really become helpful. For format, Rohit tells the AI to ask him 3 interview questions one by one. After each question, the AI needs to wait for his answer. He also asks the AI to keep the language simple and avoid highly technical jargon. For tweaks, Rohit asks the AI to give detailed feedback with specific instructions on how to make his responses stronger and more relevant to the role. And let me show you an example of how Rohit answers one question. Here's a prompt that we discussed, and I run the prompt. AI starts asking the question. Here is the first question it asks. Rohit types in his response, as you can see on the screen, and waits for AI to give a feedback. AI starts giving a feedback about the things that were good and the things that Rohit needs to improve. See how Rohit used the format and tweaks to make AI almost like a real interviewer. I say almost because Rohit can't just take all of this information and the feedback at face value. He still needs to check if the questions asked by the AI tool and the advice it gave him are realistic or useful by talking to a senior from his batch who now works in a tea garden. Also, practice with an AI will never be able to fully replace a real-life mock interview with a friend or a mentor. The pressure will be different, the context will be different, so might be the questions. But still, AI gave Rohit that first glimpse into just what an interview for the position could look like. And all of that in a matter of seconds on his smartphone or his laptop. We'll round things off with this section with one last example. This is Sneha, a junior sales manager at a small retail company in Chennai. She's been handed last year's sales data for all the 10 company stores. The file has the important details like product names, cities, units sold, and profit figures. This is how the file looks like. Sneha's challenge now is to turn this big pile of numbers into a story her manager can use to plan next quarter's sales push. She needs to know which products are doing well, which one are dragging the sales down, and which city is showing the most promise. On top of that, she must suggest a few clear, actionable ideas to boost sales numbers. Can you guess what she did next? She logs into ChatGPT and uses the craft method to form her prompt. She begins by giving context about the data and setting the right role. Then she moves on to specifying the exact insights she needs in the right format and, of course, by tweaking the output to match what she is looking for. Let's look at the demo. The first thing Sneha did was to attach the sales file using the plus button, and she uses the prompt that we talked about and clicks on the top arrow button. ChatGPT starts to analyze the data that has been given with the prompt instructions and starts to provide the response. As you can see on your screen, AI comes back with a short action plan. It includes one paragraph summary of key trends, followed by 3 sales improvement ideas and short description on how to present them. Sneha is well aware of the limits of AI, so she knows not to immediately act on what the AI has suggested. Instead, this is what she also does. She opens the data file herself and checks whether the numbers match the AI's list. She also runs the AI's sales ideas past her team to see if they are still realistic for the upcoming quarter. And finally, she compares the insights with the last few months of data to make sure they are still relevant. Without AI, this would have taken her hours or maybe days to prepare. Now she gets a strong starting point in minutes. And with her own verification steps, she can confidently walk into the next sales meeting with data-backed recommendations. These are, of course, just a few examples of how AI can help you think and ideate. There are so many more that I haven't covered yet, even more than I don't know of. We are just beginning to use AI as a thinking partner. In the next section, we will continue down this path to see how AI can help you plan too. Don't go anywhere.